Well. Look at what we got going on today. It's a fine Sunday afternoon. It was 80-something. Now it's like, I don't know, 30-something. I don't know what the fuck is going on out there. But look at what we got today. We've got a fan roundtable on a fine Saturday afternoon with my very special guests. I got to say that every time. I just love doing that. I've got me some friend Erick. Thank you for joining us, my man. I appreciate it.
Sure.
We've got Mike Drinkwater / Dishwater. I love saying dishwater. I think that's hilarious. What's up, my man? Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
Not a problem.
And from Daytona Beach, we've got the Beast, Raul Dion. Thanks for coming on in, my friend.
Thanks, Don. I love being back again.
And then we've got out in the winter air, we've got our friend, Jim Kulik. What's up, baby?
Ooh, what's up, brothers? Yeah, baby. Roundtable for life. Brother Erick.
Wow, getting a little kooky, sipping the sippy over there.
He's fired up, man. You know what?
Right?
He's pumped up when he's got the shirts behind him. He's chilling and doing a little, kicking one back. Beautiful.
And last but not least, we've got a late entry because we had a couple falling off. And I reached out to my friends, my brothers, if you will, and we've got one swag. I don't want to say swag because it makes me sound like Jewish. So we say swag. What's up, swag? What's going on?
I love it.
What's up, man?
There's nothing wrong with sounding like Jewish because I am Jewish.
I don't mind. I don't mind. Swag sounds more like fancy than how I pronounce the swag. Swag. No, so I approve it. As long as I approve it, it's fine.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't mind.
Beast approved. How's that?
Beast approved too. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. To approve.
I don't mind slipping in a swag now and then. He's slipping in
That's funny.
I had a hell of a day yesterday, boys and girls. Can't really talk about classified information, but tonight, wait till you holy shit see what's coming out. For Battlefront Pro Wrestling, you guys are going to shit yourself. Can't say no more. Just wanted to put that on the table because I want everybody to kind of check that footage out. What a blast. Oh, my God. I cannot fucking wait. I can't breathe just thinking about it.
Breathe, Don, breathe.
I did want to – yes. I did want to point out I got me some fine Big Juicy merch in the mail the other day, and I had to wear it on the fan roundtable. I see friend Erick. He's kicking back one beautiful artwork done by Joanna Robinson for Logan Black. Look at
awesome.
that fine. Yeah, that's
cool.
fine merch right there.
I actually did something too.
Oh,
I bought a Jimmy Meade shirt.
Wait,
I got myself I bought a Jimmy Meade shirt off of Amazon.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, that should
Nice.
be coming in the mail. It should be coming in probably sometime this week. I got that.
All right.
Nice.
dude, Amazon legally lets Jimmy Knees on their website in any shape.
That's scary. That's scary shit right there.
They also have a Dan the Man, and I also got a Bobby Ocean shirt from there.
Nice. That's awesome.
We got to do a circle and a slash on that Dan the Man shirt. You know, we got to find a way to kind of make that. Oh, sorry, Swag. Sorry, Swag.
Dan the scam.
He's giving me the eye. He's giving me the stink eye. Brother Kulik, what you got going on today? You looking fine outside? I hear.
Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm rocking the ham and the old Otis, and I've already got the other dude's name. I just mostly got it.
Tucker.
Jimmy got it for me for Otis.
Tucker.
That was his name. Yeah. I don't know how much longer that tag team will be together. The way they're pushing Otis, though, but it's all good, brother.
Giving Otis that big spotlight. I think you're right on that.
They're giving him that push,
right.
man. Giving him the push. It's all good, though.
Hey, who would you rather see next to you? Mandy Rose or fucking Tucker. Woo!
Oh. Don Kincaid, I have a question to ask you. I don't know if anybody. I know it's something that's been burning me out, man, since Friday. I don't know if you guys watched SmackDown and that horrible beginning when it with Jeff Hardy supposedly under the influence driving a car and supposedly running whatever his face is there, the guy who's always singing, I can't think of his name. Elias. Okay,
with Elias.
Not so much the idea that it was Jeff Hardy and Elias, but for WWE to do what they did as a storyline, and everybody knows that Jeff Hardy has issues with drugs and alcohol. I thought it was a tasteless, low class way to get ratings, and
I agree.
And I don't know if I mean, I shut it off. I was fed up, totally fed up. But I just want to know what you guys thought about it. Hey, if you thought it was cool, hey, I'm cool with that. But in my personal opinion, it was a slap in the face to the Hardys. And I don't know if they did that angle because Matt left. You never know with these people, man. So just give me your thoughts.
Hey, this is a fan roundtable. Let's do some round robin here. Schwag, let's start with you on the question that Mr. Kulik has just posted.
Well, my kind of a short answer, but I thought it was like a shot towards Jeff, since like he said he has a personal thing with drink driving and stuff like that. So to me, that was a personal shot just towards him as a person. So I mean, obviously it happened. He went with it, but to me, it was like a little like a shot towards him. Like they could have did something different if they was gonna get rid of Elias in a certain way. So yeah, I feel like for that point, it was a shot towards Jeff a little bit.
Friend Erick, give us a little something on that.
My thought on it is a little bit different. I see where Jim's coming from. I can I can agree with him, but I'm also wondering if maybe, just maybe, that maybe he brought it to the table as an idea, as for him to kind of put his stuff out there, because they were building up to this with different vignettes and stuff where he was talking about his past and how he was, and maybe they're using this storyline as a way for him to get redemption. I'm just playing an advocate here on it, and and it is what it is. But I can see your point. I can see your point, Jim, that it could be a little tasteless if he wasn't involved with the creation of the creativity.
Possibly he might have been, but what I hear and what I see, these guys are all going by what the writers are saying and what the producers are saying. They don't have any creative control, so that's why I thought that. I can understand.
I'm not saying control. I'm just saying maybe he's throwing the ideas out there.
Oh, absolutely. No, I agree with you. It's just that it's been ever since I saw that I could not wait for the table today because I had to put it on the table for my brothers to hear and see what you guys thought.
The Beast, Roll Dion, what you got going on over there?
Tell you the truth, I think WWE, personally, to quote Dan Gore, is a piece of shit now. He said it a couple of nights ago on when he was talking. They're pushing issues they shouldn't. They're trying to just stab in the dark for people to watch. You got to remember, Jeff Hardy's contract runs out in like another, I think they said another year, where they're gonna push him to hold on to his contract for a year. But when that runs out, we all know where he's going. He's running to AEW, and this might be their way of trying to squash the Hardys. Matt took it and ran, and probably one of the smartest businessmen in the business. And I just think for them to use something like drinking and driving and all that, it's not right. It's not right at all. They shouldn't be doing it.
Drinkwater, give us a little taste on the Hardy situation.
Well, I agree with what Erick said. I do agree that it could be he could have brought it to the table. And part of me thinks it's kind of sickening the way they're doing it. But I personally, I've been kind of backing away from WWE a little bit. Like on Mondays, I'll watch half of it and I'll record the other half and won't even watch it. But I just think they're kind of, it's not as enjoyable as it used to be. So I'm waiting
I
to see
agree.
when they bring back the crowds. I'll see. Maybe it'll get a little bit better, but for right now, it's not the same.
Mm-hmm. I have to agree with what everybody has just said, and that's not to be neutral or to cop out on an opinion, but this is my opinion on it. I feel what Mr. Kulik is saying. A little bit of poor taste, taking in that real life drama, especially when it comes to the DUI. He's not only had one, he's had about 37,000 of them up to this course. So I do feel that. On the same token, I feel what friend Erick is saying. Maybe he got with these guys and said, hey, man, I know it's a weird time, and ratings are in probably the lowest in the entire history of wrestling, especially in the company of WWE. Let's fucking try to spin it up a little bit. I don't mind throwing in my real life drama. Let's do something with it. That's a possibility. Now, here's my take on it. Take every motherfucker in creative, fire their ass, get a whole goddamn new team. Start from fucking scratch. Start with people who really love wrestling. Start with people who don't want to be fucking yes man, and let Vince step back. And I'm not saying step back from the company. Jesus Christmas. Let these people fucking have some fun and make some cool, creative, fun storylines with us. Not fucking Otis dating Mandy Rhodes. I'm sorry. Kind of makes me sick a little bit. Some of these things, and I don't mean to be coming off strong like I hate WWE, but come on, the ratings are low previous to the virus for a fucking reason. This whole creative team that's going on over there is basura, fucking garbage. I don't care for what they're doing, and I wish they would spin it around because I don't want to hate on WWE. I love WWE. I love the characters that I've watched coming up through it. I want to see these men and women shine. But son of a bitch, NXT is about the best damn thing going in WWE. Monday Night Raw and SmackDown have become secondary. And when I talk to people and I sit down with in interviews with these fine men and women that I sit down with, I always try to gauge what they're watching. And when it comes to WWE, they always say, I watch NXT most when it comes to the WWE product. Because it's all under the same damn umbrella. They try to make it like it's three separate fucking companies. But it's not. Yeah. It's all under the same umbrella. So, I do see that NXT has that more of an indie feel. And they give us a little bit more pizzazz. Where they try to broaden out the storylines. Give us some wackadoo bullshit to kind of follow. Kind of not feeling it. So I have to agree. Again, I am falling off that WWE storyline stuff nowadays. And a little bit is the lack of fans because we don't see it. A little bit of is their storylines. And a little bit is they're just not knowing what to do with these fucking people, man. It's really pissing me off. And I know you guys are all feeling that pain.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I got nothing. I agree.
I agree 1,000%.
I love the passion from Kincaid, though. I love it. This is what the table's all about. I have a question, though, real quick. Where's the future?
The future said he's busy. He's got life going on, and he couldn't really step in. But that's okay. That's okay. We can't get everybody all the time, you know?
No, I was just wondering. And then Big Juicy, too. She must be busy today.
Well, Juicy's got a lot going on. She's looking fire. She's looking fire today with that beaming red hair. We love that red hair of hers. So she's getting.
Her and I have to get our hair done.
Yeah. All Erick had to do was do a little, like the cat spray bottle. He just had to kind of spray his hair a little bit and then slick it back. He's done.
Now, Roundtable's family, you guys have been bitching because I didn't have a beard. Now it's coming back, baby. Coming back.
It's about time.
Looking normal.
Looking normal now. Yeah, I mean, DW, man, you got that second chin hair's growing, and I'm proud of you, bro.
That's why he puts it right in the screen. There it is.
That's it, bro.
I'm gonna have to rewind. I'm gonna have to rewind and magnify so I can see what the hell he was trying to show us right there. I'm not really sure.
I know, right? It's like I don't know what's right there now.
Closer, Mike. Closer.
Now, Roll, you've been down in Florida for a while, a couple weeks, maybe about a month or so. Are you watching any wrestling? Are you paying attention to any indie stuff that, the content that's coming out? Whatever the men and women that are pushing out, maybe some older matches. You watching whatever's that we have an offer. Are you watching any wrestling as you're down in Florida doing the vacate thing?
Believe it or not, I'm watching some stuff like that. That being posted, the older matches have been being posted on Facebook. Sadly, there's no indie wrestling going on down here right now. They had one that was like 200 miles from here. That was going to happen, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going 200 miles. But I would love to see some of the local stuff if it was going on down here. Sadly, no. I've been watching more just what's on Facebook, what's online. A lot of times Mikey will mention that he's watching something from pay-per-view or something, or the WWE channel, and I'll jump on there and watch stuff.
Nice.
But there's nothing really going down there for wrestling. That's why I can't wait for some of the stuff to start coming up. That's what I said. I mean, I'll be back in time for July 18th, definitely. If everybody hasn't read what I've been writing.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to touch on a couple
I'm
things.
coming hunting.
Nice.
Hunting.
Very cool. Want to touch upon a couple things about that. Florida is an absolute hotbed for independent wrestling. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but holy crap, what a hotbed for wrestling it is right now. And the second thing, Mr. Roldion mentioned July 18th, Battlefront Pro Wrestling, Ludlow, Massachusetts. They have an event that they're going to be doing outside. Don't know the capacity of what they're doing. Don't know what the ticket sales are going to be like. I know that whoever bought front row seats to the show previous for May 9th are still good for July 18th. So as far as the general admission tickets go, I'm not exactly sure on the cost and how many are going to be sold because I don't know what the capacity is going to be at this show. But son of a bitch, I'm going to be there because holy fuck,
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
I miss
like I say, I'll be there front and center. These certain people just gotta shut me up.
Yeah, so we're gonna go. We're gonna have some fun at Battlefront, and I'll tell you, man, Mr. Kulik.
Yes, sir.
I know you've gone to a few Battlefront and stuff going on, but you've never been to an outdoor show over there under the pavilion. It's gonna be such a good time. Are you gonna be able to make that show?
I mean, as of now, yeah, absolutely. I just don't know. I mean, like I said, 6 weeks away. You never know what's going on with all their restrictions of this and restrictions of that. I know that I'm hoping that we're in phase 2 or 3 by then, so it shouldn't be a problem. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the only thing with any events that are outside, because I know a lot of places are open, but you have to do the social distancing thing, and it's pretty much the new norm. I mean, let me tell you one thing, though, man. There'll be more people wearing masks at any wrestling event that I've ever been to. That's for sure. Hey, that's a question I got for you guys, though. I've got a Ninja Turtle mask that I wear out in public. Is anybody making wrestling masks? So, like, the masks we have to put on to go in any facilities? I haven't seen anybody making them anymore.
I haven't seen that. Got a few of them.
I would love to get a Flair one or a Wolfpack one.
Ooh, look at who we have joining us as a special guest. We've got the Moonlight Son, Mike Skyros. What's up, baby?
Nice.
What's going on?
Dude, this is awesome. I thought, whoa, me and Mr. Skyros, we have a wavy relationship. We've kind of talked a little here, a little there. We've tried to pan it out a little bit. Don't know how.
You're the one creating all the waves here.
Well, I gotta say, you look extra beautiful today, Mike Skyros. There's a glow about you. What's going on?
I think compliments are gonna work on me. You're right, but is that how you feel? It's interesting. there's a lot going on in my town right now, so it's good to have a little levity right now. So I'm here to have a good time.
Hey,
You came to the right place, brother.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because what we do on the Fan Roundtable is we talk of our favorite promotions, our favorite talent and stuff. And I thought you would be a great fit because one Mike Skyros, and I don't know if everybody on the table is familiar with Mike Skyros, but if you're not, get out on the face page, the YouTube, the Twitter, all of that shit. Look him up. Check his stuff out because we're going to dive into something right now. And I know Mr. Our friend Schwag, Andrew, knows all about, I love saying Schwag now. Andrew knows all about Mike Skyros and what happened at Lone Survivor 2. There was a match. Okay. Sammy Diaz was the champion of the K1 Classic Trophy. Then there was Brian Pillman Jr. And to add that final part, Mike Skyros. He came in, triple threat. It was effing amazing. And my man came on match. And he is now the K1 Classic Trophy champion. Mike Skyros, could you talk to us a little bit about that match?
Yeah, so that match was being put together was a surprise because I knew Pillman Jr. had been advertised for a while, but I didn't expect to be in a match. And once that was announced, I knew I had to bring everything I had. I always come to the match as prepared as possible, but when you're out there with someone who has that kind of national presence, it's important to try and figure out what you can do to and with that person to actually make an impression, because everyone's looking at Pillman Jr. in that match. I don't think it's out of line to say that me and Sammy were almost second fiddle because of his notoriety, so we were both kind of gunning for him.
Man, what a fantastic story you guys gave us. I've watched that match specifically. I've watched that probably an easy 3 or 4 times. But not only that, my daughter's stepdaughter, she loves Test Your Strength so much. She knows exactly who the Moonlight Sun is. She has watched that match.
She's doing better.
Not lying. Yeah, I'm not lying either. She's watched that match a minimum of 12 times, literally. And she's only 7 years old, and she talks Moonlight Sun. And I'm like, whoa, Celine, you're talking a little too much Moonlight Sun. Let's bring it back a little bit.
So what I got to say to that is the first time we get our Test of Strength events back, you have to introduce me. I have to.
Yes, absolutely. She would be absolutely starstruck by seeing Moonlight Sun. I'm telling you.
That would be so cool. The thing is,
yeah, go ahead.
The thing with wrestling fans, I almost feel weird bringing to them fans. It feels like there's almost a line, but I didn't get in wrestling to be some sort of famous person or star. I did it because I love wrestling. And anytime anyone takes time out of their day to pay some extra attention or to send me a nice comment or message, whatever, on Facebook, or to take interest in my career and my peers' careers, that's baffling to me, and it's cool. And I want all you guys here to know as well that it is appreciated on our end.
Man, fantastic words from one Mike Skyros. I kind of want to go around the table a little bit. Mr. Drinkwater, are you familiar with Mike Skyros?
I've heard of him, but I don't know too much about him.
Okay.
But I have. He is a familiar face to me, so. But I don't, like I said, I haven't seen him live or anything. He's one of the guys I want to see live, though.
Absolutely, fantastic talent. And again, we're talking guys like Sammy Diaz, Brian Pillman Jr. No joke, I'm telling you, Mr. Skyros, he makes his ways around to different promotions, and he's starting to really make a name for himself right now. Still want to go around the table. The Beast, are you familiar with the Moonlight Sun?
Yeah, I've seen him out in Connecticut a couple of times at Test of Strength. Going out there when we saw you out there, Don, and everything. I saw him at the last match at Survivor 2, and the holding somebody like Sammy Diaz and Brian Pillman Jr., he impressed me. I really was really impressed by him. He's one hell of an athlete, and I give him all the props in the world.
Appreciate it.
See, now, Mr. Skyros, this is what we do on the Fan Roundtable. Good guy, bad guy, we throw that to the side. We look at your accolades. We look at what you do in the ring. We look at how you present your character. That's what we speak on, my friend.
Yeah. Well, but in my opinion, good guy, and we talked about this when we did your first show, just you and me. Good guy, bad guy to me in this period of wrestling, I think is up to the interpretation of the audience. I present myself a certain way in the ring, but I don't go out there thinking like, oh, I'm the good guy, everyone better cheer me, or I'm the bad guy, everyone cheer me. Like what happens always what I expect, so you kind of just gotta roll with it. Basically, whatever you determine me to be, that's how you can react. It's what you paid the ticket for.
Now, I'm going right to Schwag himself because I know he knows him some Moonlight Sun. He's a mainstay at Test of Strength Wrestling. Give us a little something on Moonlight Sun, Schwag.
I think he's a good athlete. I remember him, but most of the time I seen him, he was a tag team wrestler with Killer Instinct, and then now he's grown to be a singles guy, and now he's the K1. So to me, he's a good athlete. He deserves the K1. So I'm looking forward to seeing him do a challenge next with the K1.
Oh, challenge next, he said. Mr. Skyros, do you have, and I know I've asked you this question, who do you have in line for this trophy that you're holding right now?
I don't book the matches, and all I do is call my shots. So I put it out there a few days ago when I was out hiking that I feel like it's got to be me and Sammy. Like I've always spoken very highly of Sammy as a wrestler, and I still think very highly of him. The way he approaches wrestling, I'm not too high on him. I think me and him one-on-one is the match that has to happen.
I absolutely agree with you right there, my friend. I can't wait to see that go down. Friend Erick, I know Touch of Strength is out of your distance, and you're up in Massachusetts way. And now, are you familiar with Mr. Skyros at all?
I'm aware of him. Mainly, I seem to say this like every week if I don't know the person. Because it's center ring, I know who Mike Skyros is. And because of you and I have talked, and you've made me aware of him. And like I've told Donovan to do in the past, I've done my homework, and I've learned about him. I've seen some unbelievable athleticism, I'll tell you that. And if you were in the ring with Brian Pillman Jr. and you came out with the cup, you got to be one hell of an athlete, because I've seen that guy live myself, and he can go. So that means that you can go too. So I'm impressed. Not even seeing you. So
now I know I'm not wearing a Mike Skyros shirt. I have to change that. I got to pick me up some Moonlight merch. So do you guys a favor while we're down and out. Mr. Skyros, he's got himself a pro wrestling key site, I would imagine, correct?
Yes, I do.
Go out there, look up Mike Skyros, MikeSkyros. Give him some love, send him some merch money, keep the boys and girls alive out there while we're down and out through this whole mess. I'd like to ask you, you've got some cool merch out there, my friend. Where do you get the ideas for your merch?
So, and I'm going to add to that on top that I'm actually doing a quarantine run of my shirts for $15 that I'm just selling myself. And I can either mail those out or have those at a show. It's just a different design. But where I get the ideas for merch, it's I just see things I like. I take a lot of images I see from band shirts and stuff and try to put my own spin on it. And the way I try to look at it is okay, is this something cool I would buy and wear? That's most of the thought that goes into it. And I try and find someone who's more artistically inclined than I am to express that.
Hey, if I ever drew something for you, it would just come out looking like a stick figure no matter what you ask me. It doesn't matter. It would come out looking like shit. So that's what we do sometimes. We have to reach out to the artistic world because we don't want our gear looking like crap.
No.
Now, Jim Kulik.
Yes, sir.
You're aware of the 24/7 championship that resides in WWE, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, Immortal Championship Wrestling has a 24/7 championship, and we are speaking right now in-house to the current 24/7 champion, my man, Mike Skyros. Woo. Now,
Unfortunate that no one's tried to challenge me because they're all afraid of the Kincovid virus right now.
Oh my God! Talk about a fucking pop. I am. Talk about a fucking pop. Oh my God! Mr. Kulik, you have to follow Immortal Championship Wrestling and look at some of the footage that Mr. Skyros and such has out there with this 24/7 championship. A lot of fun. Love what you're doing with it.
I'm sure, man. Let me tell you something, Mr. Skyros. You are a very, very well-spoken young man, and I had a question to ask you. Your merch, 4X in there? Do you have a 4X in there or no? Because
yes,
I'm in.
I have 4X.
All right, just got to give me the info later. But
yes,
you know, I mean, I haven't seen any of the other promotion that Mr. Kincaid's talking about, but I will throw that on the old YouTube and check it out. You are being trained by, I'd say, the best in the business. None better than SWB. I know him personally. He's a good friend of mine. He is just a great guy, and he knows the business. He's the best. So you're definitely in good hands there. Test of Strength is a great promotion. I always feel jolted because I'm a mobile DJ, and every time there's a TOS show, I always have a gig. I mean, I'm happy to have the gigs. I miss them now, but I've only been to a couple. That's where I met the swag.
Yeah. Oh man, that's where we met. Oh my, I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys. I don't know if you were at that show, sir. Let me tell you something. Andrew remembers that one. That crazy Woo crew behind him. Who the hell is that guy yelling in my ear? Didn't I prepare? Swag, buddy, I prepared you though, bro. I apologize before it started. Right?
That's all right.
Now, Mr. Oh, go ahead.
No. I'll say I'm definitely going to check out some of your footage, buddy. And let me tell you something. You're a very well-spoken young man. I can tell you've got a passion for the business, and that's what it's all about, bro. You just keep following that dream, man. That's awesome. That's great to hear.
Thank you very much. I'm gonna take a second too to put over. Now you mentioned him, SWB, Slick Wagner Brown. He is not actually my trainer. I was trained by Zachary Springate III and Isis FX in Syracuse, New York, and I continue to go there whenever we reopen. Springate actually was involved in Slick's training at Kowalski's way back in the late 90s. But as a promoter and as a peer, Slick has always been cool about like helping me out where he can, watching my back, and being cool. Like anytime I've asked him to like give me advice and help me get better. So I can't say enough good things about him, and I'm proud to be working for him and to represent him with the trophy that I have right now.
And one other person I'd like to get, if you get a chance, you want to pick his brain, is Antonio the Promise Thomas.
Oh my God.
None better. There's none better. That is that is the best guy in the world right there.
He's crazy because he's had like so many different stages of his career. I remember 2CW is a promotion that was really big here in upstate New York, and he was a mainstay there. And he's had like this whole career resurgence as Thomas Santel, and I'd love to be able to spend more time and like pick his brain a little bit. I've talked to him very briefly.
It's unbelievable. It's like being part of this roundtable family. It's nothing. There's nothing better, man. Nothing better. Go ahead, Mr. Kincaid. My bad.
No, that's quite. This is what we do. We want to get information out of our surprise guests. Now, the Beast Rodion. You've seen Ty Shine DDT a child in the ring, a 13-year-old child. Look at Mike Skyros laugh at that. Holy shit. Talk to us about, we've got guys like Ty Shine and Test of Strength, and Mike Skyros will end up probably coming in grips with Ty Shine down the road, because I'm telling you, Ty Shine's not being a very nice guy, but yet Mr. Skyros, he's kind of taken a different turn in Test of Strength. It's a little different than anywhere else. So I feel that Mr. Skyros and Ty Shine would end up mixing it up down the road. What would you think would be the outcome? And not just because he's sitting here. Give us your honest opinion of a match between Ty Shine and Mike Skyros, because for me, personally, as a fan, I think that would be absolutely fantastic.
I think it would be an absolute incredible match. I see it down the road a little bit because Ty is kind of, like you said, taking a different turn right now. But honestly, if it comes down to the two of them, if they were to jump in the ring together right now, I would definitely, and not because he's sitting here, I would pick Mr. Skyros as the winner. Only because I think Ty's more playing the psychological nutcase right now. And he played it very well. DDTing a little kid like that, that threw me for a loop. But honestly, I do. I see their styles of wrestling are going to merge very well together. But Ty's also been out of it for a little while. So, you know, I mean, he's got to start smaller with the little kids and work his way up. So, but, you know, so, and me and Ty have had a few words over Facebook about that. So, but yeah, I did. As everybody knows, I don't shut my mouth very well. So, but no, I see Mr. Skyros. I picked him when he was fighting Brian Pillman Jr. I really did. I just see him as the up and coming. And before you know it, I can see him test the strength world champion down the road. I really can. And that would be an awesome sight.
Yeah.
Wow. And the man v. Mike Skyros. I'm losing my shit right now. Talk to us, Mike Skyros, about maybe going against the big champ. Nobody's taken down Danos. Would you be the guy to do it?
Yeah. To touch too on the point you just made about Ty Shine, like, I think very highly of Ty, but Ty's biggest enemy has always been himself.
Uh-oh.
Is that him right now,
Is that Ty breaking it?
But Ty's biggest enemy has always been Ty. Like, he has all the athletic ability and skill you'd ask for, but he hasn't been able to put it together. It would have to be. I've been in there with him only in a tag team, so it would be a completely different dynamic in singles. Who knows? But Dan the Man, like, I've been in there with him as well in a tag team setting. He's so crafty, and it's funny because going into every match, his opponents always know he's going to have something under his sleeve, but he always brings something different to the table that they're not expecting. And I think that's where his true brilliance is. Like, he's really hard to track and predict. So it's a different type of opponent than I've had to, like, prepare for. I think I outmatch him athletically across the board.
Absolutely.
That's my opinion. I think I can go hold for hold with him. I think I'm faster and stronger than him, but I think he's more calculating and has more in his bag than I do in terms of, like, what he'll do to win a match.
Mm-hmm. Now, staying on the Dan Demand topic, just a smidge, friend Erick, he goes to PvP, Pioneer Valley Pro Wrestling, Western Mass Wrestling, WMW. Those are the ones that he's gone to regularly. 01 USA, Northeast has popped up. He goes to that show. But my question being to friend Erick, we're talking about Dan the Man right now. That son of a bitch comes walking around in a freaking Santa hat and a fur jacket and calls himself Dante Claus. Have you ever gotten one of those jackass fucking presents that he gives out to people?
I've been lucky enough not to receive one of those gifts, but I've seen them given out. There's one thing about Dan. He knows how to flip a switch, you know, where he's got you in the palm of his hands, you know, he's all about you, and then snap of a finger, and he's crapping all over you. You know, he can say, "Oh, I love you guys. I love you guys. Ah, you're the shits." You know, he has no problem with saying it, you know. And then he'll turn on a partner just because they sneezed wrong. What's he gonna do when COVID's all over? You know. Dan the Man is he's a thinking man. He's always thinking. And if he don't like the way something's going, he's gonna change it himself. That's my thought.
Now, Mr. Drinkwater, we would like to see you come down to test your strength maybe one of these days. I mean, I know it's a little bit of a distance for you, but we do have a lot of fun. So we would like you to come down this way. But again, Mr. Skyros, we've got Mr. Drinkwater. He's been frequenting Battlefront Pro Wrestling the last few shows. So I've talked about 3 promotions, and I'm trying to tie Mr. Drinkwater and Mr. Skyros and all together here. We've got PvP, WMW, and Battlefront Pro Wrestling. Question goes to Mike Skyros. Would you be branching out to those companies if you haven't already?
I've spoken with like different, mostly Battlefront, but I've spoken with members of their management, their booking briefly, like in person, mostly at Test of Strength events, not as much online. For me, it's always a thing of I'm committed to the companies that are booking me consistently and using me a lot right now. And I'm fortunate to be in a position to where that keeps me very busy, especially on pretty much every Saturday before the world ended. So my priority is always like, okay, what do I have coming up? If you get to me early and I'm open and I don't have like a Test of Strength, an Immortal, a Excite Pro, etc. show coming up, I will do whatever to make it work. But it's more of a matter of catching me when I'm open. But if they put the numbers in the right place and the dates in the right place, I'm down for it.
Now, Mr. Drinkwater, I touched upon with Mr. Kulik, this 24/7 championship. I kind of want to dive back into that because they're really having some fun with this championship. Do you like that whole 24/7 thing that they've done with R-Truth and the hot potato thing and all of that stuff?
I'm kind of up and down about it. I guess I could say I'm not a real huge fan of it. Some of it's kind of funny, some of it's kind of not. But if they got rid of that title, I would be all right with it. I prefer it more like of a hardcore title because I've always been a fan of like hardcore wrestling and stuff. Necro Butcher's one of my favorites. Madman Pondo, I know I'm kind of going out of the realm here, but you know, I mean, I gotta see how other promotions do the 24/7 thing, but I think WWE is doing a terrible job.
I love the comical, the entertainment portion of the whole that revolves around the 24/7 championship, and the very first champion of that belt was a referee. Am I correct on saying that, Mr. Skyros?
Yeah, so I was in a 3-way match. It was myself, it was Garrett Holiday, and it was someone who Battlefront is familiar with, Justin Credible, at Immortal Championship Wrestling. So Garrett Holiday jumps off the top rope. He hits me with this big drop kick. Next thing I remember...
He's back again.
I don't know who's back, but they're not liking this interview one bit. Garrett Holiday hits me with this big drop kick off the ropes. Next thing I remember, I'm crawling up the ropes, and I see Justin Credible caning the referee with the belt. I give Justin Credible the Shining Wizard, and I scoot out of there as champ. So Garrett Holiday hits me with the drop kick. We're all kind of out of it. The referee took it upon himself to me, and he got the belt that day.
Now, I did speak upon one time, I thought that somebody pinned you while you were sleeping with said championship. You were kind of maybe taking a little soiree, no?
So I was at Truly Independent Wrestling in what town is it? It's Western Massachusetts. That town where Danny Adams lives that escapes me. Pittsfield. I was in Pittsfield, Mass. at Truly Independent Wrestling. I'm minding my own business, trying to get some shut-eye after my match in the locker room. And Wade Kruger, the stepdads, gives me the absolute worst, most garbage, trash, go to sleep I've ever been the displeasure of receiving in my life. I kick out at 2 and I lumber off, and I left with the belt. I had that night, and they're all up on Facebook too, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter in different places, but I was the target of 5 separate challenges that night. But hey, I still got it.
Now, Swag, we don't get to see this 24/7 championship at Test of Strength.
I
You
never
like this whole 24/7 kind of thing going on?
With WWE doing it, like I agree with you. With what you said, it's kind of like the entertaining part is different. Well, the entertaining part is good. I like to see it, like with Mike Skyros, he had it for Immortal, so I think I like to see it maybe in person. So I think I'll probably like to see it at TOS. It'll be something different, something new. So I'll probably like to see it like in person too.
Well, Mr. Skyros, you come to TOS. You're a champion of said 24/7 championship. Since it's on 24/7, I mean,
Right.
maybe why don't you take it kind of maybe back to the TOS and maybe kind of defend the championship and maybe have some fun with it.
Kincaid, if you cover me, I'm out at 0.5 and I'm throwing your 35-pound head through the nearest door.
Hey, whoa.
Oh, wait.
Whoa, wait a minute here.
I got a bro. It's not personal.
35-pound head. We're talking about somebody else, aren't we there?
Well, he's a,
Yes.
it's a stick figure with a head attached.
Yeah, you realize, Mr. Skyros, you know that Don Kincaid calls himself the 35-pound candle. That's what he is.
Yes.
We got to get that on a merch, bro. I love it.
Yeah, I believe that was Ronnie Ribs that called you the 30.
He did. Oh God. Whew. Good times. Good fucking times, man. Holy cow.
So
Now, I would like to kind of go one more time, round table, and maybe see, and I know not all of us are familiar with Mike Skyros, but I'd like to see if you have any questions, maybe about after the virus or previous to the virus or what he's done in his career. Any questions whatsoever to Mr. Skyros? I'd kind of like to go round robin, and I'm going to start with friend Erick. Do you have any specific question for one Mike Skyros?
Yeah. Okay, your mainstay homes are, you said, Immortal and Test of Strength, and then a couple others you mentioned. Outside of those promotions, do you have your eye on one or two people that you would like to wrestle with?
yeah. So back in October 2015, I had this random one-off match at VCW at the Belltime Club with this dude who was walking around like Michael Jackson. His name was Christian Casanova, and I've been trying to get that match back ever since. So he's been one of the dudes that like I would really like to match with. Yes, before he gets signed, and that's what I tell him every time I see him. I'm like, I gotta run this back before he gets signed, and then I'll be cool.
You got to do it quick.
Yeah,
That's a talent. That's a talent right there. That guy's off the
That'd
hook.
be a fantastic match.
Oh my
definitely.
God, he's so good.
Man, whenever you said Michael Jackson, I knew exactly who you were talking about.
Is that the only guy you got in your back pocket?
he's the main one. I really dig what Danny Garcia is doing out of Buffalo. There's a lot of dudes on the indies now that I'm really like, even that I've wrestled before that I like another round with. Josh Briggs, I wrestled at a random XW show in 2017. I'd love to wrestle him again. Anthony Green, I wrestled in a tag team match at XWA in 2017. I'd love to wrestle him. Guys, you might know locally too. Great Nuka, I'd love to have a one-on-one match.
Great news.
Luca.
Yeah, man.
I could go on forever, but those are some of the dudes that jump out at first. Yeah.
I had, just talking with you, I've had one in my mind the whole time you've been speaking, and that's DL Hurst.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. He's come up super recently too, and I haven't really got a chance to be around him a ton, but like I've heard very good things.
If not against each other, with each other.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something here that I just feel.
Wow, fantastic, excellent question. Now the Beast, Rodion, what you got for Mr. Skyros?
I don't know. I mean, the more I see him wrestle and everything, I want to know what made you leave tag team. Is it nobody was good enough to be with you, or you know? I mean, when I saw you and Pillman together, I kept thinking to myself, I was like, if Pillman, sorry to put it this way, wasn't so in his head, then maybe you two would make an awesome team together, or something like that. Or is it just you want to be out on your own now?
So It was a case of like real life happened. So I wrestled for this promotion called New York Championship Wrestling for a long time. I was put in a tag team with Nasty Kevin Cartwright, and we've trained together since 2012. So we had chemistry. We both bought into the team in the sense that like, okay, we're gonna commit to this team, kind of push our single stuff to the side, and like see how far we can take this thing. And I had a great time. I thought it worked well. We got a lot out of it. And he found a better situation with his work life where he was like, hey, I got to move to North Carolina. But he's living life like in a better place now. And I'm happy for him. And once that opened up, I didn't really have a tag team partner to jump in and fill the void. So what can I do as a singles? What am I worth? Where am I at now that I wasn't at 2 years ago? And that's how I ended up here.
Well, I'm glad to see you as a singles. I honestly think you'll go far as a singles. Only one other guy I push a lot is Chris Canyon, and that's a match I'd love to see. You and Chris Canyon. Sorry, Don.
Wow. Bringing up the two words that really scared the shit out of me. Chris Cannon. Wow. New guy on the scene, Mr. Skyros. I don't know if you're aware of Chris Cannon.
I am. Yeah. I try to be as aware of like everyone's coming up as I can, especially like in the New England area, because I'm fortunate to spend a lot of time out here. We haven't crossed paths yet on the same show, but I've seen him wrestle Nuka a bunch, obviously, and obviously like he's a big intimidating dude, and like he brings a lot to the table in the match.
Yeah, absolutely. Great character. See great things for Cannon in the future. Yeah. Mr. Kulik,
yes,
what do you got for one Mr. Skyros?
A couple of questions. Who do you your style? Who do you what's your style compared to as somebody might be from old school or somebody more new? Because I personally don't think I've seen you live. I've heard of you, but I haven't seen you live. And the more I hear, the way everybody's talking, you're a tremendous talent, just haven't been noticed in the right places yet. So who's your style after?
Again, I appreciate that. And like, once I started wrestling, like my whole perspective changed. And the one dude who stood out in terms of like, I really enjoy everything he does as a wrestler is Great Muta. The way he moves makes absolutely everything he does interesting. And I try to not bite off his style, but like think about that when I'm doing things. Also, I'm a big fan of like Luthez. I really dig Rob Van Dam, Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio. I'm not really much of a high flyer, but like I always loved his creativity. Those would probably be the main guys, yeah.
And the other question I had was, I mean, I'm partial. I think, in this area, the New England area, that Big Bacon Brad Hollister is the best going right now.
Oh,
and he's unbelievable. The guy's a machine. He's just an absolute machine. I've been watching this kid since he was a very young guy, and he's unbelievable. So, like I said, if you ever get in the ring with Big Bacon, that's the guy to go for. And like I said, a tutorial, if you ever could get in with Mr. Santel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Big Bacon right now is the man in this area. I've been watching wrestling for years, and he's the next guy coming up. I mean, the injury he had set him back, but he'll come back full throttle. I know he will. So that's a guy you should see if you can get in the ring with, man.
He's fantastic, and he's a dude that, as good as he is, and he's been good for a little while now. Like, he's flown under the radar for whatever reason. Like, I think once he has like the right match or series of matches, someone will be smart enough to like promote him even bigger.
He should have been signed a couple of years ago. I don't know what the hell they're waiting for. The guy's a great talent, really is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. Drinkwater, I know you got something in the works for Mr. Skyros. Give us a little something.
Drinkwater. Well, I got two questions. One, well, it's kind of like a match I think would be fitting for you. I don't know if you ever heard of Elijah 6.
Oh my fucking word!
Oh my god!
What the fuck?
Hey! I have to.
Wow!
I think Elijah 6 is definitely gold. I don't care what you say, Kincaid. but Elijah Six is one of my favorites. I know you hate him, Kincaid, but I mean, I want to know. That would be a match I would like to see you and him one-on-one. I want to get your thoughts on that. And I have another question after that.
Okay. So with Six, first I want to know how much he paid you to say that.
Exactly. Oh my God, I'm thinking that same thing.
Whoa.
No.
Nothing.
I mean, Elijah is crazy because, like, even in the time that I've been there, because I started out, me and Kevin were tagging with him at TOS Test of Strength, the training day shows, and me and him kind of got beef now because he didn't want me in his little crew or whatever, which is fine by me. But I think he's very talented. I think he's kind of let it go to his head. Like, I'm not big on the way he treats the people around him or presents himself, but in terms of like just being a wrestler, I think he's fantastic. And also, the last time we were in the ring, I pinned him. So.
Okay, fair enough.
And I cheered the loudest.
And my second question is, what's your fondest memory so far in your career?
There's a couple specific ones. Believe it or not, the most recent match I had was that triple threat for the K1 trophy, and like that was really fond to me, just because the match and all that was really cool. It was just being in that kind of a main event spot with the biggest name on the show, and one of the guys I consider to be the best wrestlers, or Test of Strength, which is a place that I've like really tried to prove something to both Alex Rojas and Slick Wagner Brown. That was really cool for me personally because it felt validating that my hard work was being appreciated. And then secondly, there was a show. I don't know if you're familiar with the promotion Wild Zero, but they are out of Syracuse, and they run like half a mile down the street from my house. They booked myself and my old tag team partner Jacoby in a match with Cheech and Con Delaney, which I've wanted for years. And like we lost, but like laying on the floor in my hometown, having a match with those guys and knowing that we did good and we could hang, that was awesome. And then third, I'm going to give you a last one, was being on Beyond Wrestling in their spotlight match in December was really cool because, like, obviously Beyond is huge, and like I got more exposure from doing Beyond than like everything else I'd done combined. But also there were a few peers that pulled me aside and were like, "Hey, you can be here. You worked hard for this. Don't feel like you don't belong." That was awesome.
To touch upon a little bit about that, the matches that you have and remember is totally one thing. But like you just touched upon, the peers coming to you and saying, "Hey, man, you belong here. Don't second guess yourself. Don't second guess yourself." I think that's even a little bit more higher than some of the matches that you have. Could you agree, sir?
Yeah, like I really take to heart anytime I can be validated by my peers, because they know what it takes to be good and to work hard like for a number of years and get those dudes to be like, yeah, like you're putting in work and you're doing the right things and it's working. It's just cool. Like it's a different kind of satisfaction.
Absolutely. And again, to end this whole little round robin we've got going on, I'm going to my man Swag. I love saying Swag. I don't know why. Swag, give us something for the Mr. Mike Skyros. Uh-oh, he's frozen.
I think he's frozen.
Are you fucking kidding me? Right when I go to him, the mother effer freezes?
Wow.
Starstruck.
Swagging out.
Oh my
baby.
God.
Oh man, what'd you do?
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Oh, he's
All
back.
right, okay. So I'm gonna ask, what do you enjoy more, being a tag team wrestler or going in singles?
I'm gonna say singles by a hair, because it's like succeed or fail, it's all on you. I like being able to be like, okay, like it wasn't because not that my partner ever let me down, but no one can ever say I can never say like, oh, my partner wasn't up to par or my partner did all the work. Either I succeeded or failed. I do love tag team wrestling though because it has so many dynamics like that can happen in the course of a match that can make it exciting that you just can't do in other matches. I think if a tag team match is done well, it can almost always be the best match on the show.
I kind of have to agree with you during a tag team thing. You can do so much more. And not only that, but usually in a tag team match, you get a little bit more time instead of maybe, hey, let's get 3 minutes out of you. Get the fuck out of my way. We got shit to do. Stuff like that. So I can feel you on both levels of the tag team and the singles. My goodness, what a fantastic, and I'm going to stress, a fantastic episode of the Roundtable that we had with a fantastic panel, surprise guest. I never tell the fans who we got coming in. They never know, Mr. Skyros, so I appreciate your time coming in and giving us a little surprise and being very informational. That was absolutely amazing. So I'd like to thank everybody before we get out of here. We've got my man, friend Erick. Thank you for coming in and being part of this day. We loved having you. With the little sippy sip, there's nothing wrong with that. My man, Schwag, thanks for coming in. We love having you. You got a beautiful smile. Thank you for coming in, my man. Even though you fucking froze when I went to you, whatevs.
Right?
Hey, the Beast, all the way from Daytona Beach. Thanks for setting about an hour aside and spending some time with us, man.
Hey, it's always a pleasure to be with you, Don. You know that.
I appreciate it, and I can't wait to catch you on July 18th.
Thanks, Mike, for your time, buddy.
That's going to be something. Mr. Drinkwater / Dishwater. I love saying that now. That's amazing.
Dishwater.
Mr. Brother Bob.
Mr. Drinkwater.
Lord.
Thank you so much. We always have a blast when you're part of the show. I appreciate it.
Definitely, not a problem.
And Mr. Jim Kulik, we call him the Woo Guy. Mr. Kulik, thanks for coming in. Spend a little time with us. Talking to our friend Mike Skyros.
Hey, let me tell you something. And honestly, Mr. Kincaid, this young man is a very, very poised interview man. Unbelievable. Let me tell you something. If your promos are as good as they are, just listening to you with this, man, like I said, you're going a long way in the business, my friend, man. Let me ask you one other thing. Has the future had a chance to interview you yet? That's the guy right there, Kincaid. You got to push that interview, man. This kid is the real deal, man. The real freaking deal, man.
That's
absolutely.
A great point, Mr. Kulik. Yeah. Now, there's a young man. His name is Donovan Dwyer, and he does interviews. He's been doing Skype interviews, but what he does is post-event, PvP, WMW, is he'll get like MSP, DL Hurst, Nico Silva, Waves and Curls and such, and he gives them a little interview action. And right now he's doing Skype interviews. So maybe if I send him your name, Mike Skyros, and a message to one Donovan, maybe you and him could connect and do an interview, sir.
Oh yeah, dude, I got nothing better going on.
Let me tell you something, Mike. This kid is like this kid. We named him the future. This kid's awesome. He's a great kid. Very knowledgeable for a young age, but he's great.
I'm all for it.
Well,
hey, Kulik,
do your job, Kincaid.
Oh, Jesus Christmas. You see what I'm talking about, what I got to deal with here, Mr. Skyros? This has been stirring the pot with my very special guests, if you will. We've got friend Erick. We've got Schwag. We've got Jim Kulik, the Woo Guy. We've got the Beast Old Young. We've got Dishwater / Drinkwater. I love saying that now. And not only that, we've got a very special surprise guest, one Moonlight Sun, Mike Skyros. Thank you to everyone that sat down and did stirring the pot today.
Thank you, Don. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Don. Thanks, Mike.